There you go, look at that. That is pasta with creamy tomato sausage sauce made. That is simple, easy, quick, comforting food. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a classic, easy dish. You can knock this up very straightforward at home when you're coming from work or whatever, using store-bought ingredients, pasta, olive oil, can of tomatoes, etc. and some sausage. Now you can use Italian sausage, Cumberland sausage, pork sausage, any sausage. And we're going to dispel the myth of cooking sausages, and we are going to use pasta, everything all in the same pan. Now this is my pasta with creamy tomato sausage sauce. So basically it's a creamy tomato sauce with sausages in with some pasta. Let's show you how to do it, come on. Okay, so we're going to dispel some myths straight away with cooking sausages. We've got a pan. We're going in there with some water. It doesn't really matter how much water, we just need to boil those sausages in that water. Now I am going in with a little bit of olive oil. Now we know olive oil or any oil and water don't mix. That's not the idea. The idea is that we put the sausages in there and we boil the sausages down, and when it gets down to the oil level it will start to fry. Okay, now we are dispelling some myths here and I'll explain why. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just crack on while the sausages are coming to a boil, and I'll tell you what we're doing. We have an onion. We're just going to fairly roughly chop the onion actually. We don't want anything super duper fine. So we're just going to be steady on this. And then we're going to smash some garlic and we'll chop some peppers. So we just need to get a tub actually. Let's just put those onions in that tub while we're talking. Garlic smashed and minced. It doesn't have to be too minced up, that's entirely up to you. And if you don't want to use garlic or can't use garlic, don't use it, obviously. Recipes are there as a guide, and you just follow along with whatever ingredients you like to eat. Garlic minced in there. Right, the sausages. Why are we boiling the sausages? The sausages, when they are boiled, they get an even cooking. The internal temperature of the sausages rises up inside. So by cooking them in water to start off with, the sausages plump up, the temperature warms up inside, and the sausages, not always, but 9 times out of 10 do not burst. They can burst, but you know, 9 times out of 10 they don't. Now the problem with sausages is some sausage skins are so tight, so when you fry them they burst open. When you boil them they tend not to burst. They can do, but they tend not to. Also, by boiling the sausages in the water, not only are you getting that even cooking, but all the fats that's inside the sausages are rendering inside the sausage. Okay, so you're getting all that flavour inside the sausage. Now the juices and that will come out. They'll come out into the water, which is fine. And if there's any sugars and things that have actually been used in the sausages, that comes out into the water as well, and it'll be cooked off. And then when the water's boiled out of there, the sausages will start to fry in that oil and they will get a nice colour on, you know. So we're going to plump up the sausages, cook them all properly, all the way through, even cook, and then we'll put a little bit of colour on the outside, take the sausages out. So that is why we boil the sausages. You will notice a massive difference in your sausages, how they plump up and cook perfectly. Right, we've got a couple of peppers here. We want a little bit of that pepper out of there. Nice and steady. We've got a yellow one, just for contrasting colours. Make it look a bit bright in the pan. Not many seeds in this one. Give it a little tap if you don't want those seeds in there. Also, do we really need that in there? No, we don't. It's quite bitter. Get rid of it. And then just chop up your peppers any which way you want. Nice and steady. We're not overly bothered what the peppers look like. You can have slices or dices. And then I've got some really tired looking parsley. I mean, this stuff is really tired. But you know, there's nothing wrong with it for cooking. There's certainly no hang-ups for this sort of stuff, you know. We just have to buy some fresh for the next recipe. But there's nothing wrong with this. Let's have some of that off there. So we're just going to run a knife over that parsley. Right, I've been in the garden and I have some fresh basil. I want a little bit of that as well. Now, if you have dry basil, you can use dry basil. I don't have. I have dried oregano and thyme. So we just want a little bit of that fresh basil, and that's going to go in there with that. Now, I've got quite a large pan here with quite a lot of water in, but not to worry. You know, as you can see, these sausages have plumped up. They're solid. They're absolutely beautiful. Let's turn them over and you can smell them. You smell all the Italian herbs or whatever they've got in here. They mark them up as Italian, but are they? I don't know without making them. But you can see how puffed up they are, because they're getting an even cooking all the way through. So all you do with your sausages, you just keep giving them a little turn over. Don't have to be turning them every 2 seconds, you know, but you give them a nice little gentle turn over in that water and they will cook evenly all the way through to the center. This is basic cooking that people do not do. They come along, they get the oil, they chuck the oil in the pan, they throw the sausages in the pan and they fry them off. You're losing all the texture inside the sausage. All the fats and everything are being rendered out straight away. The sausages all shrivel up. This way you have a plumped up sausage with all that flavour that was put in there. Okay, water nearly gone. Now we're getting to the frying stage. The thing is with this, we do not need to brown up all over. We want a little bit of colour on there, that's it. These sausages are perfectly cooked already. They're cooked through. They don't look very appealing, you know, they look like a bratwurst, which is fine. But these are Italian sausages, they want a bit of colour. Okay, there you go, you've got the best value out of your sausages. We just need to be getting those out of that pan and put to one side. Okay, a little bit of oil if you so wish, that's up to you. We're still carrying a little bit of water content in there, and we are going in with our garlic and onions. Start with a little bit of a fry on there. In with our peppers. And then we're going in there with some dried oregano And that'll rehydrate in there, put that flavour in there. A little bit of thyme, only a tiny amount, some black pepper, and a tiny amount of salt. Give that a little stir in. Fabulous. Now we need to be going in there with our tomato paste or tomato puree, whatever you know it by. And I've just managed to scrape it there, look. In we go. Quick whiz round. And we want to be going in there with our tomatoes. Now, I've got whole tomatoes in this can. That is not a problem. Chuck all the juice in first. Give that a gentle stir around. And then we take a pair of scissors, or you can be really messy and take it out and squash it. But you know, it invariably goes all over the place. Just take a pair of scissors and just chop it in your can. Add that to your dish. Some of those big ones that are left there, look. Give it a nice little stir through. Now I'm just going to go in there with a little bit of paprika. Give it a little stir in. Okay, we're going to dispel another myth. We've done the sausages, now we're going to do the pasta. This is 100% dry pasta. Straight out of the packet. Stir it in. In there with our chicken stock. So we're just going to bring this up to the boil and we're going to simmer it for about 10 minutes. Now what's going to happen is the pasta is going to cook in there. So you don't need to cook it in boiling water. Chuck it in here, add a bit of pasta water, cook it in here, and it will swell up in here, absorb the water, release its starches into here and make a nice tomatoey sauce. So I'm just going to bob a lid on. We've got a lid on there. Bring it up to the boil and simmer for 10 minutes, but taking the lid off, giving it a gentle stir. Okay, there we go. Starting to cook nicely in there, look. Pasta's starting to swell up. No hassle. What we need to do is shove our parsley in there and that little bit of basil that we put in there. That goes in now, and we save some basil for the end. So just stir that in, and that can cook in there, a little bit of flavour. Now what happens when it all absorbs the fluid in here, it's going to be quite thick. We have to just make sure that it doesn't drain all away. You know, it doesn't evaporate, soak it all up as it's cooking. We might have to come along and just put a little bit of water in. Okay, so the next job for us then, whilst that's cooking away, is we take our beautifully cooked sausages and we want to slice them into about 1 centimetre pieces. And as you can see, we've got a perfectly cooked, beautiful plumped up sausage. Ooh, still a little bit warm, that one. So don't forget, give our pasta a stir. That's looking tremendous. Quite thick that now, look. In with some cream. About a cup of cream. Give it a stir. It'll come back up to the heat, don't worry about it. So now we've got a creamy tomato pasta. But there we are, we've got that lovely creamy tomato sauce in there with our sausage, and we want to be going in there with some torn up mozzarella. Turn it in. That is superb. There, look at that creaminess on that sausage. Oh, and then in there with some parmesan. Stir through. Oh, that is incredible. That is incredible. There we go. That is fully cooked. Just look at the goodness in there. That's our pasta with creamy tomato sausage sauce made. A one pot wonder. How easy is that? All we got to do now is serve it up. Over the top with a little bit of parmesan. Just a little bit of basil on there. And there you go. Look at that. That is pasta with creamy tomato sausage sauce made. That is simple, easy, quick, comforting food. All we've got to do now is give it a taste test. And there we have it. Look at that. Our delicious, plumped up, firm cooked sausages. That is how to cook the sausages properly. And you'll get that full texture of the sausages. Absolutely superb. Lovely and firm. Get that with our nice tomato creamy sauce. That really is a simple, delicious meal made up of normal ingredients, you know, nothing fancy in here. Tins of tomato, pasta, everything. The pasta is absolutely perfectly cooked in the dish. So I hope that dispels the myths of cooking pasta. You don't have to cook it in boiling water and chuck it back in your dish. Cook it in your dish. It depends on what you're actually cooking. And the sausages, well, you cannot get a firmer texture, full value out of your sausage unless you boil them first. So there you go. That is our pasta with creamy tomato sausage sauce. How easy is that? If you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe, share with your friends, all that kind of stuff. We'll catch you in the next video. I would like to say a huge thank you to supporters of the channel, all the people that have bought a coffee, and to my Patreons. Thank you all very much. Your support is greatly appreciated, and if anybody else would like to join my Patreons, please check out the link in the description. Thank you all very much.